How do you identify yourself? Who are you?
I would say Chinese.
Okay.
And that's a very calculated, almost politically influenced decision to identify that way. Because when I was growing up, in the suburbs of San Francisco, there was in fact a lot of racism that I encountered. The suburbs back then were pretty homogenous. They were pretty white, and me and my sister and our small group of Asian friends would always be called, chink and all kind of derogatory names. They would make fun of our language. So we were never felt welcome in what we felt was America, which was where we lived, this community where we lived. So we were never made to feel like we were, that we belonged in this place. Growing up, getting into college, the most important, impactful kind of dialogue that was happening was around identity politics and ethnic studies, and and that's when I became aware of the whole idea of Asian America, as a construct, and that really didn't suit me either. And so that's why I don't use the word, Asian American or Chinese American when people ask me how I identify myself. And it's, for some reason I felt very uncomfortable lumping myself into this larger group that I knew formed because of a sort of political movement. And I didn't have a stake in that movement, although I understood it. And so that's why I didn't want to identify as that, because I didn't want to identify myself as part of this movement that I really had nothing to do with. Even though their issues were also my issues. It's a very hard thing to unpack, I think, but that's the answer. But I would say Chinese.